Hey everyone. For today's topic, I want to discuss two-faced people. I'm sure we've all encountered them because this is a byproduct of someone lacking the confidence to be honest and authentic about how they feel about someone, usually because they're conflict avoidant. And many people would rather keep the peace than ever let someone know that they dislike them. So yeah, there's a lot of two-faced people out there. And what that really means is they just pretend to like you and be cool with you to your face, but then as soon as you're no longer physically present, they may talk crap about you or complain about you behind your back. So usually, unless you're incredibly adept at reading people, you'll only find out that someone is two-faced through the grapevine. Other people may tell you, hey, this person's talking crap about you behind your back, and so on and so forth. So that's a good reminder to be grateful for the people who care about you enough to actually tell you when someone is spreading crap or false rumors about you, because those people, they're G's. They're right or, well, maybe not right or dies, but at least they care enough to tell you the truth, so they're good people. But I wanted to discuss this because in my opinion, these people are some of the worst out there. They're obviously not as bad as narcissists or anyone like that, but they're still manipulators because they pretend to like you when they don't. That's not cool in my opinion. I have zero respect for them. I view them as being weak cowards who are conflict avoidant and can't just deal with someone knowing that, hey, maybe they don't like you. Like, I don't get why so many people act like that's the end of the world. I would much rather someone tell me they don't like me to my face and be two-faced. I'll still respect someone who tells me to my face that they don't like me. Because I'm like, hey, you're being honest and authentic. I appreciate that. That's cool. It sucks you don't like me, but whatever. I don't need you to like me in order to be happy in life. So you do you, buddy. But if someone is two-faced and I'm like, I have zero respect for you because I thought we were cool, and now I found out through someone else that we're not. So screw you. You go piss off and leave. Like, I don't need you around. That's the way I am. I would much more respect someone who straight up tells me to my face that they don't like me. And I know that doesn't really happen often because many people lack the confidence to do so. And usually there's not really a reason to do that, but you'll often know when someone is authentic and disliking you because they're just, they may not hide it per se. Like, they may be a bit more doubting you at times or just straight up disagreeing with you and that sort of thing, which that's fine. But when someone pretends to like you and they actually don't, and they then talk crap about you behind your back, that is never cool in my book. So yeah, the reason I'm actually bringing this up is because I found out this week that one of my coworkers is two-faced. Well, actually, I've known that quite a few of them are a bit different with me, and I get this. Like, my work ethic is not all that great. I get everything that I'm told to do done, but I don't go out of my way asking for more responsibility, which is something I used to do. But what ended up changing is, well, when COVID happened and my priorities shifted, but also I started making these videos. This matters way more to me than working for other people. I have never enjoyed working for other people. Those of you who followed me for a while, you know this. This is nothing new to you. So that's the way I've been for my whole life. But before COVID and before making these videos, I wanted to be like a CEO or at least like an executive of a company. That was a goal I was working towards. So of course I was ambitious. I had great work ethic because I was trying to rise in the corporate ladder. Then COVID hit and I started making these videos and I realized I don't want to be an executive for some random company. Screw that. I would rather start my own business and be in control of my own destiny and the way that I make money. So that's what I'm focused on now, which means I view my job as just a paycheck. I am not at all motivated. I just do what I'm told to do, and that's that. Whereas the Josh before COVID and before I had this dream to make my own business, I was super ambitious at work. I was always asking for more things to do and whatnot. So yeah, I've made quite a 180 in terms of the way I am at work. But that's all just a preface to say that, yeah, I get that my coworkers will view me in a certain way because my work ethic isn't great. In fact, I've even talked about that in prior videos, how if we had met in a completely different environment, they'd probably view me vastly differently than they do. I'm sure many of them don't respect me because they're all very ambitious and I'm not. But oh, whatever, I don't care about that. The whole point why I'm prefacing this is because, yeah, I found out that one of my coworkers who I thought was cool with me has been talking crap about me behind my back. And they've even been going so far as to try to get me in trouble for things that aren't actually factual. Like they thought I was doing something that I wasn't actually doing, and they didn't even bother to check in with me to verify the truth of their ridiculous beliefs. And instead they decided to go to one of my other coworkers and then try to escalate with my manager. And it just really didn't sit right with me when I found out about this, because I thought that this coworker in question was cool. Like all the interactions I've had with them, they seem friendly, they seem like they maybe not like me, but they're just cool with me. So yeah, that was my assumption prior to this week and finding out the truth of how this coworker really is. And I've never met this coworker in person because they actually operate out of a different state entirely. My company has like offices in a bunch of different states all over the country and even in other countries. So yeah, I haven't met this person, so I haven't been able to use my normally good people reading skills with them, because if we had met in person, I'd be able to read them and see whether or not they're being honest and authentic with me. But I can't quite do that when I'm not seeing them in person. So I was under the impression that this coworker and I were cool with each other, but that appears not to be the case. So now I have zero respect for this coworker whatsoever, and I'm gonna have to just deal with interacting with him knowing that they're a two-faced person and they don't like me, and they're seemingly gunning for trying to bring me down. I don't get why people do this. Like, just let me get my paycheck and buzz off. But yeah, so that's where things are, and that's why I wanted to discuss this. I do know that, yeah, like, obviously my work ethic could have been better here. I'm aware of that. Like, I am not a fool here, but why am I going to put in a bunch of effort into something I don't care about when this matters far more to me? So that's where I'm at. But yeah, so in terms of giving you guys some tips on dealing with two-faced people, here's what my opinion on this is. If they're a friend or a family member, just straight up cut them out of your life for the most part, unless you need to keep them around. Like, why do you want to have two-faced people in your inner circle? It just makes no sense to me. Like, friends or family members should not be talking crap about you behind your back. And if they are, just don't deal with them. Don't interact with them. Like, it's really annoying. It's really immature, cowardly behavior. So just don't tolerate it. But in the case of coworkers, this is the tricky one, of course, because really the only way to not deal with a two-faced coworker is to pretty much leave your job, or maybe move into another department in your company where you won't interact with them. That's an option as well. But for the most part, all you can do when you work with someone like this is just learn to tolerate their behavior. And that doesn't mean condoning it. It just means putting up with it. Just knowing that this person that you work with is two-faced. They pretend to like you, but they really don't. You can even like have fun with that, like just screwing around with them a bit with the way you interact with them, because you know that they don't like you, but they may not know that you know. So you can have some fun, just mess around with them. That's the way I think, because it's just fun at times to pull one over on these ridiculous people. But yeah, so do what you can to tolerate being around this person, but try to spend less time interacting with them, of course. And at the end of the day, if you work with a lot of people like this, just find another job. Like, these people can seriously negatively impact your mental health over time. So don't willingly put up with something when you can find ways to not deal with it anymore. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. Two-faced people absolutely suck. I'm sure we can all agree on that. So just wanted to share my opinion on it after having that, after learning what I learned this week at work, which inspired me to discuss this subject. But hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like on it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.